The cubes that you see are from a previous bread that I made that was sourdough. Cut them up and placed in the freezer, and now they're thawed. So I just gently mixed with the olive oil, so therefore the Italian herb seasoning from the harvest will attach rather well. I took a spoon so I don't contaminate my full jar, sprinkle on the seasoning, and then I will use my hand with a glove because nobody wants all the bits in their nails. Just go through and mix very well. I will do another light mist of the oil and then just a little bit more of the seasoning. Place the sheet pan over the lowest level in your oven, so therefore the heat gets on there. About every 5 to 10 minutes you're going to want to toss and turn, so therefore there's an even crisp. The ideal texture that you are looking for. It has a toasting on it, but it's still soft in the center, as you can see here, because you want the broth to go into the cubes. For the turkey sausage, you want to use a little bit more of fennel seeds. Use a mortar and pestle to warm it up, so therefore it's at its fullest potential. You can use unsalted grass-fed butter or olive oil. I'm going to be using olive oil to make it a little bit more waistline friendly, and I like to stick with the Mediterranean diet. So you just spray down the pan evenly that's been preheated. Start off with some shallots. Shallots are wonderful because they're a little bit lighter than onion and it doesn't overpower the stuffing. It's a gourmet element for sure. Once you get a texture of a little bit of light brown edge is when you throw in the celery. You want the celery to fully cook. Just make sure you are constantly moving it so therefore it cooks evenly with the spatula. A little extra olive oil to help the texture as well. I spent about 5 to 10 minutes on the celery, so now it's a good time to add in some flavor profile with the Italian herb from your harvest of herbs. Give it a few minutes and then add a light dose of turkey stock to deglaze the pan. And a really great tip for getting a flavor profile is scraping the bottom there to get all the bits to deglaze, and then strain your vegetables because you're going to be building the broth to later put on. Once you have met a really good simmer, it is time to strain. So all you got to do is just take the pan, have a strainer over a bowl, and just allow the vegetables to go right in and the broth will go through. Then set the vegetables aside in a separate bowl for later use. It is time to add the Portabella mushrooms. They add such a rich and earthiness to this. So what you do is you place on the mushrooms, which I cut the bottom of the stem. That's another pro tip. It helps flavor the mushrooms a lot more efficiently and don't have an off texture. Use Celtic salt to help release the liquids from the mushroom. Also, you don't want to contaminate your main salt, so just put it in your hand because the steam will get into your bags. That's why you do that. Fresh sage is a game changer when you're making stuffing. It is essential for the gourmet element. It truly is delicious. The reason I went lighter on the Italian herb is so that for the sage can come forward later on. It's all about building balance and flavor profile. It is time to deglaze the pan yet again. We only just want to cover the surface of the vegetables there. Get it to a good simmer, and then once it's there, we're going to strain like we did the celery and shallots. I suggest the turkey sausage in the tube because it's going to give you the ideal texture. Substitutes, though, are ground turkey that you find in the grocery stores or chicken. So what you do is you break it and cook it normal, and then you're going to add in the fennel seed to truly amp up the flavoring of sausage. Since my pan is already nice and warmed up, I'm going to add in the fennel seeds right here, cook a little bit till well done, and then I will yet again, because turkey is low fat, it's okay to strain it into the broth. The sourdough is added to the pan. Since I already strained the turkey, I'm just going to add it in. Then I'm going to be adding all of the strained vegetables that I made earlier. Going to start off with the mushrooms and sage mixture. And then I will be adding in the shallots and celery next. No one likes overly saturated stuffing. That's why we did very little, and deglazing will amplify the flavor profile of that broth. That's why we saved it from everything. So you just go through and you're going to cook it for just a few minutes to warm and to combine everything together. The final topper and the chef's kiss, some French onions. Adds wonderful flavor and a little bit of texture to go with the moisture. It is quite delightful with that crunch.